Hello, welcome to Toy Storage Nation Q&As. Today we are fortunate to be speaking with Aric Nissen, Chief Executive Officer of Baja Construction. Aric, thank you for being here. Can you
Hey,
please introduce yourself and give us a bit of background on yourself and Baja?
hey, thank you. Yes, good morning. That was very smooth, Amy. I'm the Aric Nissen, CEO of Baja Carports. Baja has been in the business of canopy and steel, specialty steel construction for over 40 years. We're one of the national leaders in building what is known as Class A, executive RV and boat storage. We've probably built more of these facilities than anyone else in the country. We're also unique in that we've not only built these, but operated these. So I think one of the things that our founder used to say is this is one of the best businesses that he's ever owned. So if you own one of these or you're interested, you've made a fantastic choice, and we're here to help you, along your RV boat storage journey.
Thanks, Aric. I'm excited to have you for this, given the depth of what you guys do in the boat and RV storage market and the experience that you have. So, first off, given the number of projects that you work on, giving all the folks that come to you, are you seeing any current trends in the RV and boat storage market?
Yes, and the biggest one is building, right? So there's a lot of demand, as people know, for this category, and that creates the need to develop and build facilities, and that's the business we're in. So we see a lot of that. The first trend is demand, but as you think about this, as more facilities continue to come online, the market becomes more competitive, which means differentiation and brand positioning becomes more important than ever. So owners can't just rely on a fenced lot and a gravel parking lot. Consumers are looking for a better experience, and they have more choices as this build out continues. So I think some of the trends that we're seeing here are amenities can help you differentiate. You definitely need what we call Class A, which is a fenced in secure facility with 24/7 monitoring. It's paved in cement or asphalt. It has shade canopies for the vehicles, and it also has a mix of enclosed space for kind of the higher income or the higher dollars. So another thing that we're seeing in the build out phase or in the build out trends is phasing. So these facilities are very large. You may have a large plot of land, but if it takes a lot of money to turn a 15-acre site into a RV boat storage facility. So we're seeing a lot of customers come to us and say, "Hey, can you create a plan for us that builds this entire site? We'll get the whole thing entitled, but we want to build this in phases." And the benefit of that, Amy, is that people can cash flow their way into this business. So they have some land, they have some equity, they can come to us, we'll create a plan, and then we'll figure out how to phase it in a way that gives you the cash flow to build a really successful executive RV boat and storage facility.
Thank you. And that phasing part is really important on what we see is that's going on out there right now too. Um, a big part of what you do at Baja is solar. I know you guys are very passionate about the solar side of things. And so, why should a boat and RV storage owner be thinking about incorporating storage into their development? Is it revenue opportunity? Can it help possibly with entitlements, with financing? What are the benefits?
Great question. And I think there's three big benefits, and you hit on a couple of them. Certainly, from an entitlement perspective, the property for an RV boat is probably light industrial. And you can say, hey, our property is a clean energy facility. It's not only providing a great service to customers who need it in this market, but we're providing clean energy for the market. So that is certainly helping with entitlement. From a cost perspective, and I think you kind of mentioned this as well, we are just at the beginning of dramatic increases in electricity prices in our country. Last year, prices went up 7%. The year before that, 7%. There's another 6 or 7%. So if you pay an electricity bill as a business owner, you know that it counts. And so solar can help buy down not just the rate that you pay for electricity, but the demand charges in your lighting, in your all of your amenities if you have an office. So it is important from a cost perspective, but the biggest one is one I don't think that you've mentioned is reliability. Because as we're seeing, not only is electricity, Americans have just depended on our electricity is cheap and it's always there. It's reliable, it's affordable. And both of those things are being challenged. So if you think about a grid that is up 99% of the time, that's great. But if you have a 24/7 facility guarding millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of equipment, you really can't have downtime. And so that security system relies on electricity. All the amenities rely on electricity. Not a lot of electricity, but some. And so one of the things that we can help people do is build a facility that gives owners comfort. Their OpEx is lower, but it really gives their customers a peace of mind that they are going to be operating even in a hurricane or even in a some kind of storm or a brownout during the summer.
Thank you. Good to know. One thing I've been hearing a lot about is federal tax credits. Could you briefly explain what those are, and is it too late to get in on those?
Yes, so briefly, there is a 30% tax credit on solar projects. And when you're building an RV boat facility and you build a canopy, you can deduct the 30% off of the whole project. So it's pretty attractive from a business standpoint. Businesses have enjoyed a 30% tax credit on solar for I think 30 or 40 years, going back to some of the oil crisis we had in the 70s. One of the ways to combat high energy prices was to have more renewable energy. So it's been around a long time. Unfortunately, in the last Congress, it was taken away and taken away in a manner which it's going to be phased out over the next several years. So there's a little bit of time right now to take advantage of that 30% tax credit. We're encouraging people to do so. You need to either start your project by July 3rd or finish it by the end of the next year to qualify for that. So we are helping all kinds of customers in the solar industry and in the storage industry get the benefit of those tax credits. Now, I will also say 30% right now is a great benefit, and take advantage of it. But if you miss the window, it's still a great deal, because with electricity prices going up and the solar technology improving, that 30% is going to be eaten up in just a few years' time. And so by taking out the tax credits, unfortunately, electricity gets more expensive, but we have the solution, which is solar.
You make a great point. Look at the long term, not just the short term.
Correct. These facilities are going to be handed down. The people who build these often hand them down to their children or put them in their states. I mean, they're assets that last, 50 years, 100 years. The solar canopies that we're building now will outlast the solar panels, which are 30, 40 years. Our still carports are going to be there 100 years. So they're going to go through 2 or 3 generations worth of solar panels.
Thank you. Eric, I want to know what the benefits of working with Baja are, given the history Baja has, the engineering expertise, the fact that you guys do site plans, the fact that you are a partner with your customers. I want to learn a little bit about that because you do more than a lot of other companies.
Oh, I appreciate that. You know, it all comes from Bob. Bob, as the founder of Baja, who built one of these facilities. And what was really amazing about it, he built them for other people, and then he built them for himself. And he said, "This is like the best business ever." And rather than keep it a secret, he decided, "Hey, I'm going to share my knowledge with other people, because it's going to be years and years and years before demand catches up with supply." And so he shared his knowledge, and I feel like that's one of the things that we carry on to this day, which is how do we share our knowledge with the industry? So we're happy to sit down with anyone, even if all they have is a plot of land, or even if they're just thinking about it, and help them kind of get to that next step. So regarding some of the specific things that we can bring to the table, I like to think of it as kind of a full life cycle. So whether you're at the beginning or you're at the middle or at the end, you just need a bid or a quote, and you want someone to come out and build this thing, we'll help you do that. And one of the key differentiators for us is our people. So we have tremendous crews that have been doing this for 30, 40 years. Some of our crew have second generation sons who are working for their fathers, who go out and build these. So I'm confident when I say this, like, we are the best at building these facilities. And then from a project management standpoint, we have people like Mark Dorado, who speaks at many of the industry events. Mark he's been building these for 40 years. And he's got 20 years at Baja, and has helped build some of the ones that we operated. So I think at the end of the day, you have a lot of choices about how to get your project done, but it really depends on what people are helping you, and we want to help people be successful in their projects.
Thank you, Aric. And Aric, you and Baja Carports have been a phenomenal supporter of Toy Storage Nation. And a big part of what you do is the facility tours at our formerly workshops, now we call them master classes. And it's
Yeah.
become a very important part of the day. Can you tell me why it's so important for attendees not to just be learning in a workshop classroom situation, but actually going out and seeing a facility and what you see that they gain from that?
Well, I love doing the facility tours. I'm going to have to think about why I love that. I mean, part of it is seeing is believing, right? So when you get out of that classroom environment and you're able to go and see one of these, I think you see this and you say, I want to build this and I want to show people what we can build together. So I think that's why I love it. And I think that's why it's important because seeing is believing. You get to really experience what you want to build, what you can build. And there's no substitute for going out. And the word I hear most often is wow. So we're about to go out to ISS in a few weeks here, and we'll do a couple tours. We'll take the Toy Storage Nation people out there. I guarantee you, if you've never been to an RV boat storage facility and you come out and you see this, you're going to say, "Wow, I want to build that." And that's the best. That's just it's a great feeling to show people what can be accomplished.
Thank you, Aric. And I know you're a very busy schedule first. Thank you first and foremost for your time today. For folks who may be watching this, Aric and his Baja Carport team are at our Toy Storage Nation Master Classes. The next one will be April 10th in Las Vegas. We have details on our website. But I want to thank you for your time today, Aric.
Thank
Um,
you so much, Amy. This is great, and thank you to Toy Storage Nation because you give us a platform to connect with people, and they love it, and we love it. So, can't wait to see you in Las Vegas.
thank you.
Thank you.